Friends is one of those TV shows that came together in such a perfect way that we doubt even the creators and stars realized what kind of lasting impact it was going to have. And even though it might be amazing the way it is, we all know that nothing is safe from a Hollywood reboot. Especially something as endlessly popular as this quintessential 1990s to 2000s sitcom about a group of attractive 20-somethings navigating life and love in their impossibly giant New York apartments. We can't help but wonder just who would take on the huge challenge of filling the shoes of Chandler, Monica, Ross, Rachel, Phoebe, and Joey in 2020 and beyond. We can be pretty sure that the stars of today would either be flocking to the project or avoiding touching this beloved classic with a 10-foot pole. Now, we know that no one can match the exact characteristics of the original six, so we want to make it clear that we're not going to try and replace or improve on what came before, and we are in no way going to go the Riverdale route and turn this sitcom into a gritty CW teen soap.
I dropped out in the 4th grade to run drugs to support my nana.
Oh, and one more thing. We're gonna do our best to actually cast actors who are in their 20s rather than young-looking 30-year-olds pretending to be 20. Are you ready? Here we go.
Yeah, baby.
Our perfect, well-thought-out, heavily researched Friends reboot cast is the entire cast of Euphoria. That's it. That's the video. The end. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to keep up. Wait, hang on. Just kidding. We couldn't help ourselves. Could we be any more obvious?
Could I be wearing any more clothes?
Now, we're gonna start off with arguably one of the most beloved Friends characters ever, Chandler Bong.
Actually, it's Miss Chandler Bong.
Or Chandler Bing, as he's known to his friends and family. Originally played by the wonderful Matthew Perry, Chandler always walked the line between being a little bit bitter while also managing to be one of the funniest and most endearing friends. His trademark wit, sarcasm, and sweater vests made him the kind of guy that other men could relate to, while simultaneously being adorable enough for Monica to eventually fall in love with. None of the Friends six are easy to recast, but Chandler is definitely one of the hardest. Initially, our first thought for who could pay homage to the great Mr. Bing while also bringing his own goofy charm to the character is none other than Chris Pratt. But this comes with a caveat. It has to be the Chris Pratt from his days on Parks and Recreation, and not the super chiseled action hero Chris Pratt that we know today. Pratt has a great balance of funny with just enough darkness underneath to pull off the many Chandlerisms we know and love. Yet, like we said at the beginning of this video, we are going to try and focus on actual 20-year-olds, and for that reason, our beloved Chris Pratt must unfortunately take a back seat and not be going like this. A handful of other actors we think would do a great job as the new Chandler would be the hilarious Adam Devine or even Daniel Radcliffe, who might seem like a left field choice, but we would actually love to see it. For our top two Chandlers, however, it comes down to Joe Keery and Lucas Hedges. Both Keery and Hedges have proven that they not only have the acting chops, but also the comedic timing to bring Chandler into the 2020s. Not only do they have to be the perfect Chandler, they also have to have an undeniable chemistry with our next friend, Monica Geller.
You guys are so cute.
I know.
Monica is no easy role for any actress. Not only is she extremely type A and a little bit scary,
Okay, no need to panic. Deep breaths, everyone.
she also has to be funny, charming, and sweet. She is probably the easiest character to become unlikable if played by the wrong person, and there aren't many actors out there who can do all of that at once and still be hilarious.
You kind of stole my thunder.
When narrowing down our choices for Monica, we looked for actors who share the same kind of vulnerability that Monica still has from her painful childhood while still being someone that we really wouldn't want to mess with. One of our favorites is none other than the hilarious Keke Palmer. Not only is she one of the funniest people around, she is a strong, outspoken woman and exactly the type of person we could see doing justice to the amazing Monica Geller. We, for one, would love to see her get way too competitive over a game of ping pong against Paul Rudd in Barbados. Now, she isn't our only choice for Monica, however, as we could also see Zendaya, Emma Roberts, or Camila Mendes doing justice to this iconic character. One thing we know for sure is that whoever takes on the role would have to be the perfect sibling for her brother, good old Ross the Rossatron Geller.
Hey, you know what nickname never caught on? The Rossatron.
Like Monica, Ross is one of those types of characters that can go from lovably quirky to downright unlikable if taken on by the wrong actor.
Fine by me!
Not only does he need to be forlorn, defeatist, unlucky in love, and have some serious anger management issues, but he somehow needs to make all of that funny. For a minute there, we actually thought Timothée Chalamet could be an interesting choice for the paleontologist, but we aren't sure that he has the comic chops to really round out Ross as a character.
Unagi.
For that reason, our top choice for Ross might sound a little weird at first, but hear us out. Donald Glover.
Yeah, I'm funny.
Like Chris Pratt, he's definitely too old for the role these days. But Donald Glover in his Community days would be absolutely perfect for the part.
What's wrong with you?
I'm sick. I don't know why.
He has incredible comic timing along with a huge emotional range, and he's the master of the complete and total breakdown.
This not a meteor, it's a cookie one.
Just imagine him shouting, "Pivot!" or completely losing his mind over a turkey sandwich.
It was my sandwich.
Now, we toyed with the idea of putting Penn Badgley, Ansel Elgort, or Miles Teller up as our nomination for Ross, but we just can't think of anyone who can do it all like Glover can. But of course, whoever has to take on the role of Ross would have to be believable as the longtime love of the one and only Rachel Greene. Rachel entered the world of Friends as a spoiled, extremely privileged rich girl who, over the course of the series, grew into a fully developed and independent woman. When trying to think of an actress who could carry off that transformation with grace and humor, only one name really stuck out: Annie Murphy. Murphy just made it big for her role as Alexis on Schitt's Creek, a spoiled, extremely privileged rich girl who, over the course of the series, grew into well, you get it. Murphy has the beauty, the comic abilities, and the sweetness that whoever steps into Rachel's stylish shoes absolutely needs to have. We can't stop imagining how fun it would be to see her play opposite Donald Glover in the episode in which Ross and Rachel get drunk and married in Las Vegas.
Hello, we didn't get married?
Get married? That's ridiculous.
Or seeing her eat cheesecake off the floor with Chandler. Or when she proved that she had the same awesome moves that Rachel displayed with her cheerleading during her iconic performance of her single A Little Bit Alexis.
A little bit of la 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 la. A little bit Alexis.
While we also considered other actresses like Sarah Hyland, Samara Weaving, Harry Neff, or Shay Mitchell, who would each do an awesome job as Rachel, there is one clear winner in our mind. And that is, without a doubt, Annie Murphy. Phoebe Buffay. There is really no one in the world quite like Lisa Kudrow, and her portrayal of the eclectic and wonderful Phoebe will go down in history.
Oh no.
Which is why finding someone to take over for her has been a monumental task. Seeing as how no one will ever be the same as our beloved Kudrow, we tried to think of actresses who could pull off her dreamy yet sometimes incredibly dark and hilarious qualities. Because while she may present as a peace-loving hippie, Phoebe's troubled childhood gave her a real dark side that is so funny when she lets it peek out.
Good God, you try to hang a guy from a water pipe with these? They'll snap like a piece of licorice.
For that reason, we have chosen actresses who can not only play her quirky side, but also lean into the dark side of Phoebe when they need to. But we couldn't decide. We have a few top choices for Phoebe, so please let us know in the comments which one is your favorite. Firstly, we think Beanie Feldstein would be amazing in the role. Not only is she hilarious and bubbly like Phoebe, but she can lean into her dramatic side whenever she wants. Our second choice to take over for Lisa Kudrow would be Billie Lourd. Billie is the exact right amount of weird to be amazing as Phoebe, but her work on American Horror Story has proven that she is no stranger to the dark side. And then there's Bria Venetha from the Oscar-nominated The Florida Project. She may not be as well known as the others, but if you've seen the movie or any of her social media posts, you know that she would be the perfect actress to take on Phoebe in 2020. We would love to see any of these actresses step on stage and play Smelly Cat any day of the week.
Smelly cat, what are they feeding you?
And of course, that leaves us with Joey. There is no getting around the fact that Joey is the heartthrob of the group, and while he started off as just a good-looking Italian boy trying to make it as an actor, he evolved into so much more by the time the show was getting ready to wrap it up. And listen, we just wouldn't be doing a good job here on this list if we didn't mention Noah Centineo. Not only is he attractive and Italian, he has the same goofiness that would make him a great Joey Tribbiani. It's just the truth. But aside from Noah, we also think Riverdale's Charles Melton would be an awesome choice for the role. Not only does he have the looks, he loves food and his family as much as Joey.
Joey doesn't share food!
And even though he didn't get to show it on Riverdale, he is actually really funny.
It's my man! I miss him!
Whoever would wind up taking on Joey, he would definitely have to pull off his iconic catchphrase,
How you doing?
And while those are our top choices for the Friends, this show wouldn't be the same without the rest of the supporting cast. We think there would be no better choice for Monica and Ross's mom and dad than Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy. But what about Janice?
Oh my God.
Well, we happen to think Cardi B would be absolutely hilarious in the role. We can't imagine anyone better as Phoebe's birth mother than Maya Rudolph, and there is only one man who could play Phoebe's husband, Mike, originally played by Paul Rudd, and that man is Paul Rudd. He really hasn't aged a day. Finally, and this is a weird one, we would do just about anything to see Shia LaBeouf as Gunther. Do it! We know it's an unconventional choice, but just think, imagine him lurking around in the background of every scene in Central Perk. What could be better than that? Well, there you have it, all of our top choices for a totally fictional Friends reboot. So what did you think of this cast? Who would be your top picks? Let us know in the comments, and make sure to hit that subscribe button to keep up with all the latest videos from ScreenRant.